Hey, happy Tuesday. It's Brian Mudd. This is my cheat sheet for Tuesday, April 24th. All right, I've got several financial stories here, and I figured this is good timing after we got the reports on Social Security and Medicare. I'm not going to get knee deep into that on the cheat sheet today because, well, you've seen the results, and the bottom line is they aren't good. We are continuing to get ever closer to the end of solvency in Social Security and Medicare. So, aside from that, let's talk about what we can do in controlling our own financial literacy. First, it starts with our kids, and here's where I'll begin today. The Federal Reserve and the Treasury actually came up with a test to provide to high school students in their senior year around various parts of the country. The results over the past 2 years, not good. Get this. Our average failure rate or success rate is near failure in this country. The average score for financial literacy of a high school graduate the past 2 years is only a 70. And last year, it was even worse. It was only a 69. Now, I know in some schools, they actually pass you with scores like that. But anything in the 60s when I was in school meant you are failing. Either way you look at it, our kids are not becoming financially educated. In fact, now fewer than half of all high schools actually require any economics courses before graduation. No wonder we're seeing problems with the younger end not understanding money, which takes me to the next place, which is us. We're seeing increasingly that Americans are afraid of the stock market. Some of that can be healthy, and I understand, especially coming out of what happened in the financial crisis at the fall of 2008. But a lot of the fear comes from lack of understanding about what drives financial markets and also what the best asset classes for you to invest in are. First off, the stock market historically has been the single best place for you to invest your money of any asset class. It's returned at an average of just over 8% per year. Nothing else is even close. Real estate is the second best asset class historically at only around 3.5% to 4%. So understanding the stock market can be important. Yet 76% of adults say they're afraid of the stock market. Meanwhile, most Americans say that they are welcoming investing in bonds. But are bonds necessarily safer? Not exactly. What is a bond? A lot of us are debt averse, but when you buy and invest in bonds, guess what you're doing? You're actually investing in debt. You're becoming a debtor. And you have to be paid back through something that you're scared of. So it's important to understand. It's not to say that bonds in some cases can be safer than some risky stocks, but it's important to understand the difference. And this is the final place I'm going to go with your money today. The Federal Reserve. I've talked many times about how the Federal Reserve affects your money. When we hear all this QE talk and when the Federal Reserve is monetizing our debt, that can all sound like something that is complicated and it's easy for it to go over our heads. But what actually has happened is that the Federal Reserve has watered down our money supply. The dollar in your pocket is worth 13% less than it was just 2 years ago because of what the Federal Reserve has done. And that affects everything from the price you pay for oil and gas to the price you pay for corn and everything in between. So I have a story that Bankrate ended up coming up with to help you understand how Federal Reserve policy affects your money. Everything from the rate you pay for your credit card to your mortgage loan to your auto loan to the corn that I was just talking about. So I think these are all stories that are good. I want you to read on the Fiscal Cheat Sheet today because we need to better educate our children about money at an early age because it's more important than ever before as Social Security and Medicare are not going to be there in anywhere near the form that we've seen it historically by the time that they get there. You might be lucky if it's still there by the time you hit retirement age. And on top of it, we need to understand how to accumulate the best returns from our savings throughout the course of our life and not necessarily just be afraid of the stock market and run to bonds, including treasuries. So put all this together, take a few minutes, read my Fiscal Cheat Sheet today. I think it'll be quite valuable for you. And also, here's one more for you. Got to leave you with an Apple rumor. In 2010, Apple acquired technology, an alloy called liquid metal. Look for that to be in the next generation of Apple products. Kind of cool. If so, even if you dropped your Mac or your iPhone, probably wouldn't have to worry about it too much. That is the cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. We'll see you tomorrow.